Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Yemisi here. As you guys all know, if you're new here and you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. How far? How are you doing? So I just came back from work and I just dropped my bag, removed my jacket, and just carried my camera and my ring light and started filming because I know I've not been able to film any content for the past, let me say, 1 week or 2 weeks, and in my head I'm just like I need to put something out there because I said I'm going to be consistent this year. So today I thought to continue in my Canada versus France series, like I did in the last video. So today I'm just going to be approaching it from a very different perspective, and yeah, this is why I chose this topic that you can see below. So yeah, let's get right into it, guys. So yeah, I've been living in France for quite a while now, and yeah, I've heard a lot about Canada. I'm a Nigerian, right? And we are all on social media. We are all on Instagram, Twitter. We hear the news every day. And today, I'm just like, I'm gonna address this as a Nigerian living in France. So this is my perspective about Canada. So I'm just gonna drop it like it's hot. Let's just get right into it. So I'm gonna start off by saying Canada is actually a very peaceful country. At least from what I did in my research, I saw that it's one of the safest countries in the world. And yeah, in terms of opportunities, there are opportunities in Canada. Canada is filled with different people that come from different backgrounds, which is really nice. And I'm just going to go straight to the opportunities part because I feel like the way Canada is, it's painted as a country that, there are opportunities, come to Canada, there is opportunities for everybody. But then again, I feel like the opportunities are not for everybody, in the sense that the way you see like them looking for doctors or like, medical practitioners. So imagine you're not a doctor, you're not even in the science field or like, anything science related. That means automatically the choices for you are limited. If you're not a doctor, if you're not like somebody in the science field that can help them, join their health force. I feel like if you're not even in that field at all, you don't even fall under the category of people they're advertising, oh, there are opportunities in Canada. For me, I feel like in life, as much as life is life in, as much as life is what life is, I feel like in life generally there are opportunities. It depends on how you grab it or how you take it or what you do, the steps you take to get the opportunities. So I don't feel like Canada is that land of opportunities, so to say, that, in a way it's being portrayed online like, oh, there's opportunities here. So for me, I feel like right now, even in this year 2026, I feel like the job market is even getting worse and worse. Should I say worse and worse? Like every year, like the job market now, I can't even compare the job market now in 2026 to what it was in 2021 or 2020 when I finished my master's degree, 2021. I feel like the job market has changed a lot and it is a global issue. It is not even, you know, restricted to one particular country or not. Like, I feel like it is a global issue. So, painting Canada as that land of opportunities for me is a bit like the opportunities are relative depending on who is the person, if you get what I mean. Depending on the target audience. Like, if you're the target audience, yes, then the opportunities are for you. If you're not the target audience, then you have to look for your opportunity somewhere else. Let's just all be objective right now. Seriously, like, I don't think Canada is actually the land of opportunities as it is portrayed to Nigerians, all over the world. I feel like even in France where I live, when they, when they do this kind of what do I call it now? They promote the country like, oh, come and do your master's degree in France, come and do your bachelor's degree in France, study in English, and I'm like, Nigerians are coming to study in English. They are coming to France to study in English, but they are not telling them that, see, if you don't learn French, you're not going to succeed in the job market. So you can finish your master's degree, finish your PhD, and still be looking for like an opportunity or looking for a job just because of you don't know how to speak the language. And you yourself, you've come from Nigeria to come and learn your course or your master's degree. You've come to learn in English, and then at the end of the day, you can't even integrate into the French culture. You can't integrate just because you don't know how to speak French. So I feel like for me, the way Canada is, I think there are many opportunities, but I think the opportunities are relative depending on your background of studies, right? If you're like not in some certain fields, you may not have like the same opportunity with somebody that is, in another kind of field, for example, like the medical field. That's just what I think, and that's my first point. So moving on to the second one, I think one big question as a Nigerian that is trying to, move abroad or relocate, for example, I think one of the main questions one should always ask oneself is, can I actually fit in? Can I integrate into the community that I'm going to, or can I integrate well into the country I'm moving to? I think generally, I think Canada is a very good country in terms of, like, when it comes to integration, especially for Nigerians, because in Canada, English is widely spoken, and there's also a part of Canada that has French in it. I think English and French is actually the official language of Canada. So I think it's easier for Nigerians to integrate into the Canadian society just because of the English part. And compared to France, France is just a country that everyone speaks French. French is the official language, and I'm not saying there are people that don't speak English. There are actually people that speak English. Don't get me wrong, right? But I think generally, French is mostly spoken everywhere. Like everything is always in French, and I mean there can be translations in some places, like in public spaces. But I think generally in Canada, it's very easy to integrate, in terms of the language. And I think in Quebec and Montreal, like I said in my last video, I think those two places are the places that have more French. And one question I usually ask myself is, even as a person that is living in France, as a Nigerian living in France, even in terms of the language, is it possible for me to understand, the Canadian French? Because now there is the France French and there's also the Canadian French. I kind of still feel like like the France French that I know how to speak is going to be way different from Canadian French. But it's something that I'll actually like to explore and see for myself. But that would be, fingers crossed. I think in terms of integration for Nigerians, I think Nigerians easily integrate into Canada because there's a very big African community, there's a very big Nigerian community in Canada, which makes it even easier for you to find your people. I think that Canada has a lot of Nigerians, so I think it's easier for a Nigerian person to integrate in Canada, right, rather than in France, because I feel like you can come from Nigeria to France and you may actually not speak English and find your Nigerians. But then in terms of like the global culture, I mean in terms of like living in France, are they able to integrate well? I think that's a very big question mark. I think for the Nigerians I've met so far, I think they integrate very well. Learning French language is a very big factor for Nigerians to be able to integrate easily and even faster in France. If you do not speak French, it's easier for Nigerians to integrate, faster in Canada because of the English that is widely spoken in Canada compared to like France that is, only having French as the official language. So I'm going to still tie back this my new point. It's still like my doubt about getting a job, right? Is it easy to get a job in Canada, really? Like, to be honest, I think I've seen people that, spend a year, 2 years looking for a job just because of, and I'm like, you guys are speaking English in Canada, oh, and people are spending 1 year, 2 years looking for a job. So that part is actually what makes me doubt, is Canada what it really is, or is Canada what Canada is? Help me answer that question if you're a Canadian in the comment section. Thank you very much. I think as a native English speaker, it should be way easier for you to get a job, in an English speaking country, that is Canada, compared to somewhere like in France. Like, I think that people get jobs easily in France when you know how to speak French. If you know how to speak French, it's going to be very easy. So the next one I want to talk about is work-life balance. So generally, I think in France, most people protect their time off. People don't joke with holidays in France. And I think it's way different in Canada because I think, with more opportunities comes more responsibilities. That does not mean there are no opportunities in France, don't get me wrong. But I feel like in terms of work-life balance, there is more work-life balance in France compared to, what there is in Canada. I think French people would rather take time off and, protect all their holiday and free days. I think mostly Canadians have, a different approach to life entirely, which is quite different from, the approach to life in France. And in terms of the weather, like I said, I think I'm just gonna repeat what I said in my last video about the weather. Like, leaving Nigeria to come abroad is like you have to choose your struggle. Leaving Nigeria where you have like temperature that goes up to at least 32 degrees. I've never witnessed any part of Nigeria having like minus or even like 10-degree kind of weather. So I feel like in terms of weather, taking a picture in snow, it looks nice, but living in the snow, living in cold, it's not actually as fun as people think it is. So yeah, I mean, I remember like even when it gets really cold in France, like it doesn't last a long period of time, but in those periods where it's like really, really cold, like -3, -4. Like it's not my best weather, I would say. So imagine having it even worse, like -20 as it is in Canada. So yeah, I think this is my perspective about Canada as a Nigerian living in France. I would like to hear you guys, if you know somebody living in Canada, if you know somebody living in France, or if you're living in France yourself, or if you're living in Canada yourself. I think I would like to hear what you guys have to say about this. What do you guys think? Are there any points that I mentioned that you disagree with, or do you agree with everything I said? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this topic. So, you guys, as I said at the beginning of this video, to be honest, I'm really tired. I just had to sit down in front of my camera to film this video because it has been on my mind since. I really needed to film this. I'm happy that I finally done that, and this is off my to-do list for this week. So if you have anything to say, please leave your comments below. I'll be reading your comments. Yeah. And if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed watching this video, please give this video a thumbs up. As you guys can see, my quality of video kind of changed. Yeah, that's because I changed my camera, because my other camera was having issues. I just had to change it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Click on the subscribe button below, subscribe to this channel. Like this video if you relate with it, and if you want me to make more videos like this, let me know in the comment section too. Thank you guys again for always coming back to my channel. Thank you to all my returning subscribers. Thank you to my new subscribers. And yeah, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.